Welcome back. Thanks again for tuning in and allowing me to share with you. Always check the scriptures to see if what I share with you is valid. These cliff notes are available to the public on YouTube. You can subscribe and hopefully share these cliff notes, and you can also request notifications. No merchandise or donation request for my blessing is actually fulfilled by being permitted to join with others in facing the word. An added bonus, if what I share provokes your increased focus on the word, even if you do not agree with me, my blessing is prospered. I jumped the gun with what some would call an early Mother's Day blessing last week. And they are correct as far as my being a week early for the designated Mother's Day. I don't disagree with them, but I am okay with providing mothers with a double Mother's Day blessing today. After all, true Proverbs 31 sacrificial serving mothers deserve their props, and every day is Mother's Day. Therefore, let me once again say, Happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers that live sacrificially for the benefit of your children and families. May you be blessed, prospered, and protected. Amen. This week's title is 24/7. Our text is found in the book of Proverbs, the 31st chapter, verses 15 through 19. Verse 15, she gets up while it is still dark. She provides food for her family and portions for her servant girls. Verse 16, she considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. Verse 17, she sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her task. Verse 18, she sees that her trading is profitable and her lamp does not go out at night. Verse 19, in her hands she holds the distaff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. My personal blessing activity includes appreciating the special blessing of having a Proverbs 31 mother. Now, within this cliff note, I cannot list or discuss all of the characteristics of my personal Proverbs 31 mother, but these are a few of them. Spiritual provision. Now, my mother made sure that we knew about God, that we knew about the Lord, that we got saved. Church was a central activity and focus in our home. She taught Sunday school at church. She taught us in the home. She provided a kingdom ministry example with her commitment, faithfulness, and dedication to her 40 plus years of Sunday school teaching, and with her continued ministry to the homebound when she herself was homebound. In the area of spiritual provision, she operated in transparency, not striving to be a plaster saint, but transparent, even to the point of writing a family provided booklet that detailed her questions, challenges, and spiritual growth. After all, motherhood is ministry, and ministry means servant. My mother served us well in the spiritual provisions that she provided, while also providing clothing as best possible, buying what she could for us, but taking the time and the energy to make her own. A lot like the woman in the text that we read, for the distaff and spindle are two implements used in hand spinning and clothing making for her family. And My mother was my safe harbor, always supportive and encouraging. Not that she was a yes only mother, no. Discipline and accountability were also components of the blessing she provided, forgiving while shepherding as a good mother. My mother was selfless in the provision for her family. She worked years working at the post office, which was a sacrifice. She really had no desire or fondness for working the third shift at the post office. But her sacrifice made a difference in our lives. It also made the difference between myself and my preacher brother's developmental years, experience, and broader family exposure for the youngers. If you look at the word mother, if you subtract the M, which could represent me and mine, you take mother and you subtract the M, and that leaves other. And the focus of mothers is other. My mother was a Proverbs 31 mother in that she stretched the budget as well as she could, made the most of preparing the best meals for what we could afford, using and making the best out of what was available, while also establishing a great reputation in the church, in the neighborhood, and in our home. She walked in self denial and ministry to others, despite her own challenges, thus providing excellent ministry operational and commitment examples. I'm also blessed that the mother of my two daughters is a Proverbs 31 mother, as are my daughters for their children. It certainly pays to walk your talk in front of your children. Yes, God blessed me with a true Proverbs 31 mother. Let's look at our text to establish the validity of the claim I just made. In our text, you'll see that this Proverbs 31 mother was a 24/7. She was always on the job, either in the home, preparing, providing, protecting, or at work, securing the finances needed, making correct financial decisions. And then after everybody else came home and went to bed, she's still up doing her thing 24/7, making sure her family was taken care of. And even when she did try to get rest, just like my mother and probably yours, she was still on call in case one of her children should call out needing her help and attention. The Proverbs 31 mother in our text exercised family stewardship. She did her very best to manage and prosper the family that God had entrusted to her. For these children that mothers bear have been entrusted to them by God to manage and prosper them. The Proverbs 31 mother did that 24/7, while also serving as an inspirational and example setting target. She exercised her fear and respect of God, her foresight, her encouragement and care for others, her concern for the poor, and her wisdom in handling money as is illustrated in our text. Our text lifts up the fact that she provided for her servants, which in these days would maybe our employees or even lower ranking fellow employees. Her motherhood instincts kicked in and were profitable for everybody. If you look at the example set out in Proverbs 31, you'll realize that Motherhood involves committed action, an appointed office, an appointed ministry. You'll be able to make a connection with 1 Timothy 5 and 8 with this Proverbs 31 mother. She did not fail to provide for her family. She did not deny the faith. No. Failure to provide for one's family is the stewardship issue. Only looking out for me and mine and what I want and what I think I missed out on is actually rebellious and self centered. Sometimes the sacrificial act of providing for family includes working at tasks deemed unpleasant, long hours, getting up before the household, just like the Proverbs 31 mother, or like my mother, working third shift at the post office for the benefit of the family. Just another validation and proof that if you subtract the M from the word mother, it leaves the other focus of mothers. Good mothers are worthy of respect and appreciation 24/7, every day, all night, 365 days of the week. Expressing and living in and walking in appreciation of the sacrificial living of our mothers for our benefit. Our respect and appreciation should be ongoing, regardless of the age that we've achieved. And our good Proverbs 31 mothers can anticipate a well done, my good and faithful servant, when they go to meet the Lord. As evidenced in our text, provision for family by good Proverbs 31 mothers includes spiritual needs, growth assistance, teaching, and counseling, coupled with accountability. We should all be about the business of appreciating and acknowledging our mothers, letting them know how much they mean to us and what they've done for us. We need to give not only our flowers to our mothers while we're living, but we need to give them our support, our expressed gratitude, our love, and our respect. Are you a mother or a daughter? If so, strive to emulate the Proverbs 31 example provided in Proverbs 31. Have you told your mother how much you appreciate their love and sacrifice lately? If not, do so while you can. Amen.